24 hours back, Rahul Gandhi was in Bihar, but now he's not talking about the Bihar elections as much as he's talking about, believe it or not, the Maharashtra assembly elections which the Congress has lost. And once again, Rahul Gandhi's same rag. The election commission is compromised. That's going to be the big story which we are going to be discussing this evening. And this is months ahead of Bihar elections. And he's already alleged large-scale electoral manipulation in the 2024 Maharashtra elections. And in fact, he's already called it a blueprint for rigging democracy. The point over here is that Rahul Gandhi should ideally now be preparing for Bihar elections. The Maharashtra elections done almost a year to the government over there, and the election commission has come out with a point-by-point rebuttal then also, and even once again after Rahul Gandhi wrote an extensive article for the Indian Express. He laid out what he claims is a systematic method which is used to influence the election outcome in favor of the BJP. His allegations, as expected, have stirred a huge political debate. BJP leaders have dismissed the claims as misleading. The BJP president, Dharmendra Pradhan, just about everyone has started accusing him of peddling a fake narrative once again. But the interesting part is the silence of his ally partner, which is Tejasvi Yadav till now. No one from the RJD seems to have agreed with Rahul Gandhi or even reacted to him. And in fact, the Election Commission too is saying it's very strange that Mr. Gandhi keeps on approaching the media, writes articles, but why does he not even bother to write to us directly? That's exactly what we are going to be discussing later this evening.
राहुल गांधी इन्होंने बिहार में अपनी हार मान ली है।
हारने के लिए बहाना बनाया जा रहा है। इनको पता है कि अब इसके बाद ये लोग बिहार का भी विधानसभा का चुनाव हारने वाले हैं।
Okay, joining me this evening is Shehzad Poonawala, who's been one of the first and the most aggressive voices taking on Rahul Gandhi. We also have Matthew Antony, spokesperson of the Congress party. Ms. Antony, you really will have a lot of defending to do, but I'm going to begin with Shehzad now. Shehzad, I saw your soundbite in the morning where you said, "Ye to ek bahana hai." Are you convinced that this is actually an excuse? And do you think Rahul Gandhi is just giving it on a platter to the BJP?
Look, today I thought that we would be probably having a discussion on Congress's last lies, which was said yesterday that India is not getting invited to the G7. Having said that, we are now discussing Rahul Gandhi's latest lies about the Election Commission. Remember, very few months ago, they used to speak about EVM. They've completely stopped about EVMs because the Supreme Court said EVM can't be faulted. And you can't say that EVM is good in Jharkhand, EVM is good in Jammu Kashmir, Election Commission is good in Karnataka, in Telangana, but in Maharashtra and Haryana, it becomes bad. So this is conditional commitment of democracy. I call it post facto excuse for Maharashtra and pre facto excuse for Bihar, because EVM and Election Commission bahana hai, apne aap ko haar se bachana hai. Now let me address the points that Rahul Gandhi has made very categorically and specifically, because that wasn't possible in the sound bite. Please listen to Rahul Gandhi Exhibit 1.
लोकसभा में और विधानसभा में 1 करोड़ वोटर का फर्क है।
1 करोड़।
The difference between Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha
Maharashtra
was the population of Himachal.
Population is 70
the
lakhs.
entire population. What? Almost 70 lakh new voters suddenly arrived between Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. 39 lakh voters.
Now 39
मतलब
lakhs.
हिमाचल
And today's article it is 41 lakhs. 4 तो इनके फिगर है महाराष्ट्र के लोकसभा और विधानसभा में. Now let me put it out in facts. 2024 Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, the figure is difference is 4.26%. Do you know what the difference was in 2009, Pallavi? 4.13%, and in 2004 4.69%. So Rahul Gandhi today has written an article saying that the UPA government changed the figures in the voters of Maharashtra between Vidhan Sabha and Lok Sabha 2004 and won the election. Is that your case? Second point, he has said that the provisional figure at voting at 5 p.m. and the final figure saw a difference of about 7-8%, 58% to 66%. But Rahul Gandhi is so immature that this is 5 p.m. the voting did not close in Maharashtra. In Jharkhand, perhaps it did. In Maharashtra, it was on till 6 p.m. The average voting in Maharashtra is 58 to 60 lakhs per hour. It is completely possible for 65 lakh votes to be casted after 5 p.m. because all the people in line also, and there was a huge lines all over Maharashtra to have casted their vote. And by the way, Form 17C is deposited by the polling agents. So, are you telling me your polling agents were sleeping on the day of counting? Third and last point, because there are so many other points also to address, Mr. Rahul Gandhi says that we have won maximum number of seats where the voting has been increased, the population has been increased. By the way, in Maharashtra, there are 53 seats where the votes increased and the BJP did not win. Mumba Devi, votes increased, Congress won. Kadegaon, votes increased, Congress won. Nagpur North, votes increased, Congress won. And therefore, sir, now I ask Mr. Matthew Antony, very humbly, sir, 1 crore, 70 lakhs, या 39 lakhs? Final figure कौन सा है? कितना बड़ा voter?
You know, Mr. Antony, congratulations for your win in Karnataka, in Telangana and Himachal Pradesh. And I guess over there the EVMs were working very fine. So you never had a problem with the EVM machines over there. But you know, every time you've lost elections, you raise the issue about Maharashtra, you raise the issue about Haryana. And then he was in Bihar yesterday, second visit to Bihar, Mr. Antony. Ideally, he should have spoken to a cadre, pepped them up that, you know, don't worry, you're going to win these elections. We have a case against the BJP. He comes back to Delhi and the first thing he does is write this article. How must the cadre be feeling today?
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Pallavi, let's come to the crux of the points which you have raised. So if Shehzad is going to pick up on the numbers, you know, there are many instances where the Prime Minister Modi has also spoken on many occasions which is completely unrelated and all other things. So the debate is not that. The debate is about the elections which is possibly rigged. And the question which we have raised are of two major ones. One is on the Election Commission appointment where the Government of India changed the way in which the Election Commission is appointed. The neutrality, the perception of trust and integrity with the Election Commission has been completely lost and misplaced when a Chief Justice of India is replaced by a Cabinet Minister, which is 2:1. So if BJP has nothing to hide, nor an Election Commission has nothing to hide, as a leader of opposition party and as a leader of opposition, we have to raise the concerns which are a genuine concern in the minds of the people. And there are some factual figures which is coming there. I am saying that, you know, if the numbers are there, why is BJP? BJP should be supporting us to influence the Election Commission to come out and say that, you know, give the required numbers or the required facts in details which is demanded by the leader of opposition. What is the point? And he is a leader of opposition. So you can't give an evasive reply or you can't just call it as absurd because you have to reply it factually because
but they did
he's
reply
a leader
earlier.
of opposition.
Mr. Antony, they have replied earlier.
So, you know, if at all we were satisfied with that reply, Pallavi, on what we have questioned for, with the CCTV footage, with the other details, with the electoral roll, the digital electoral roll, we would not have raised this question again.
So you,
Had it been there,
so
we
Mr.
would not
Antony,
have
I
raised this
just want to
question
get you right. So in Karnataka and Telangana and Himachal Pradesh, you felt the Election Commission did their job well, and it was only then Maharashtra.
Look. Let me answer. Are you complete with your question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, look at the historical numbers in those states also. The increase in the voters are like 6.9 lakhs, 9.5 lakhs, 11.2 lakhs. These are the kind of range. We are talking about a 41 lakhs here. And that's exactly what. And then also the number of voters after the 5 o'clock. Fair enough argument that BJP is saying that, you know, there is a pattern to it. So we are just asking for a transparency on that one. So why is BJP so scared about, so defensive about it, and, you know, calling all the names to Rahul Gandhi, whereas we will, for the sake of transparency, for the sake of democracy, upholding the neutrality of the Election Commission, why don't we jointly ask the Election Commission to give out the details rather than being defensive about the whole thing?
All right.
That's a question which you are raising across. And then we are also raising this question that if this happened and goes unchecked, and Pallavi, you are a journalist, you also get trolled, and we see this happening in many times. But now the reality is that after Haryana, just before the exit polls, nobody was talking about BJP. And you see that from the day of exit polls, people started talking BJP. And same with Maharashtra also. Nobody was talking about BJP or the Shiv Sena Shinde alliance. And we called it out before that Shinde is going to be sidelined. And we see what is happening day by day.
Mr. Anthony, now we are talking about a different issue. No. I want to say that.
And we have been saying that one, and we see this coming across in Bihar also. So we are forewarning the people. We are forewarning. We are just taking a stand, where that this can be preempted if at all it is planned. So that is exactly what is the statement is all about.
Fair point. Mr. Anthony, I'm now going to, before I toss across to Shehzad, 2 quick points. I reported and I broke that story. 21 constituencies saw a spike in voters list in Maharashtra. And all of those 21 constituencies, either someone from the MVA won or independent candidates won who were not even supported by the BJP. That's one. Second thing, of course, you're talking about Haryana and Maharashtra and, the exit poll said something. I have been to both the states on the ground during campaigning. Let me tell you, no one needs to be blamed. It's your own party which is responsible for your not performing well. The massive infighting, lackluster campaign in Maharashtra. Let's understand that there are certain problems where the Congress party also has to see it. But you have a valid point. You have every right to raise the question. That's why I'm going to give it back to Shehzad. Do you want to respond?
Yes, I want to. No, Mr.
Anthony, I will come to you. I'll come to you.
Mr. Anthony, now
I'll just come to you, Mr. Anthony. Let Shehzad finish. Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I thought Mr. Anthony would come up with hard facts on why 4.69% voters were increased between 2004 Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha in Maharashtra. No answers. He could come up with hard facts on 5 p.m. the final voter turnout being more in many states in that same range, but he didn't give any answers. But let me give you 2-3 more facts. He said we are not satisfied with the Election Commission's responses, even though they're very detailed. So the 2 things that you should have done. First of all, do you know that whenever a voter list is updated, it goes through 97,000 BLOs, 1.3 lakh BLAs, of which 27,099 are of the Congress. Are they all sleeping? Or are they, in the words of Rahul Gandhi, Langda Ghoda, Bharat ka Ghoda, Pata nahi Race ka Ghoda? What Ghodas are they? Are they not, they didn't have any situation to say that, look, these are fake voters being added. Anyway, second point. The MLA candidate, 288 MLA candidates of the MVA, how many, and I'm asking you specific question, how many of your MLA candidates have challenged their election in High Court? Because if you think the Election Commission has done a rigged job, then you go to High Court and you challenge, you show me the number of counts. Now, coming to what point he raised, because I am ready to answer, he is not ready to answer. He said neutrality of Election Commission. Pallavi, very interesting, between 1951 to 1989, do you know how many members were there in this Election Commission? It was not multi-member body, it was one person. 1989 onwards, first it has become 3 member. Now, till 2023, you know who appointed election commissioners, whether one member or multi-member? Solely alone, Government of India. 2023, Modi brought a law, that's when there is a now process which has LOP. And by the way, Mr. Anthony, if you are so much in favor of Chief Justice being part of this panel, in states, the state election commissioner is appointed solely by the government. Tell me one state, Mr. Anthony of Congress party, where you have formed a panel where the LOP and the Chief Justice of that High Court is involved with the government to appoint the state election commissioner. If you tell me any of these 3 questions in factual terms, I will be happy to concede to you.
Okay. Because I'm reading another article which has been written by someone who was earlier with your PMO, Mr. Sharad Chandar. He's also talking about similarly the same thing, that they were appointed directly by the union government from 1950 to March 2023. Mr. Anthony, your point does not quite, kind of reconcile with this. But having said that, that's not the real issue. The issue is the silence of Tejaswi Yadav today. Do you get a sense that many in the India bloc are actually not in sync with Rahul Gandhi's charges against the Election Commission, and on the threshold of elections taking place in Bihar, perhaps this comment or this article today could have been avoided? Because you've given it to the BJP. Every BJP leader is now saying that Chunav haarne wale hain. He's felt the pulse of the people 24 hours after visiting Bihar, and he's now already talking about rigging. This is the mark of a general who's not confident of winning the battle.
Pallavi, I've listened to your point of view in terms of that perception, and also coming back to Shehzad on that one. Let me come back to you on the first point. Datta Pahirat of Shivaji Nagar constituency has filed a case against Siddharth Shirole of BJP for the for the anomalies in the election. Then there are also 60 petitions by India bloc candidates in the court of Maharashtra, and there is also one writ petition of the 75 lakhs voters in the last voting after the 5 p.m. hours. So you might disagree or disagree with
there are
that
60
part
petitions.
of it,
But sorry to interrupt you. 60 petitions in High Court.
Yes.
And you're saying the High Court is sitting doing nothing, giving no judgments,
No,
giving no orders, no
I don't
notices,
have the
nothing.
exact.
Can you tell me
details of
when a
the case
notice
status
has
of
been
the
issued
60
to Election
No,
Commission in those
the
cases?
notice has been issued to the Election Commission also on that writ petition also.
Which
Yes.
one? No, which 60
Yeah.
cases? Name 5 cases where the Election Commission has been made a
No,
party.
I don't have the specific details of that one, but there is a
You
60
came
case
to a
I can
debate
collectively
on
send it.
election manipulation.
Okay,
without
Shehzad,
it.
1 minute. Mr. Anthony, quickly. We are going to go into a break, so please get your point across.
So I'm saying that no cases have been made. November, we have made a representation to the Election Commission. Okay, fair enough. Shehzad, me and you debating in a TV channel doesn't suffice. We need, what is stopping. If you're so confident, then what is the lack of confidence in the Election Commission to give the details which you have asked for?
But they
It's
have
a very simple
given.
thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, with this, no, they have not given, Pallavi. If that was given, then why
अरे
are
आज
we
नहीं
asking
दिया
for?
पहले दिया है. They have. We only
No,
reported
it is
on
not.
it.
If it was given and we were convinced about it, so as a
How do we
opposition
know
party,
they're
we
going
have
to
all
get
the rights
convinced?
to not to be convinced about it. We have to raise the issues. So we have to. If there is, if we are so wrong, then what is stopping an election commission to take?
I
an
guess the
action
election
against,
commission
the leader of
should.
opposition also.
But what if
The
they
same
give
has to
another
do with such
response
also.
now and you're still not convinced? So where does the matter end?
If we are so wrong about if we are so wrong about what we are asking, then what is stopping the election commission to come back with a very evasive statement? It is absurd. But why don't they take a legal action? They are claiming.
Now they
we are
should
claiming
take
something
legal
against
action.
election commission.
Okay, Mr. Anthony, Shehzad, we're just going to a very short break. We're just going to carry on because this is an important discussion and I only hope it reaches some kind of a closure. We're just going to be back after this short break. While even as Mr. Anthony and Shehzad and I were discussing Rahul Gandhi's comment on Maharashtra elections, out comes yet another Congress statement on X, and over here they say that the BJP has been so rattled and its ecosystem because it states the obvious truth that the entire BJP, ministers, MPs and even the party president, Mr. JP Nadda, are all crying foul. But ironically, the Election Commission of India, which is a constitutional body, has put out an unsigned, unofficial statement via a news agency which further erodes its credibility. Shehzad, what do you have to say?
This is just regurgitation of the facts which have been already answered. Forget me. There is a Hindu report, and I believe they believe Hindu newspaper the most. Hindu newspaper has reported the Election Commission's detailed response in December 2024. Chalo, forget everything else. I'll ask Mr. Anthony one question. You all kept saying that EVMs are spoiled. Now in November 2024, the Supreme Court, and I'm quoting the Supreme Court, EVM is fine if you win or else it's tainted. Tell me whether you agree with the Supreme Court, yes or no.
We have our concerns on the EVM. As said, it is not a common statement, a general statement for all the states. We are also saying that, that this particular regime.
So you don't believe the
or this
Supreme Court?
particular. Pardon?
You don't believe the Supreme Court when it says EVMs are fine?
See, being smart on pointing a question like that, that can be a straight smart.
You don't believe Supreme Court?
Shehzad, 1 minute. Mr. Anthony, go on.
I think, yeah. So I'm saying that, the Supreme Court statement on EVM as general is accepted. But, what we have maintained and what we maintain the stand is that the BJP and its machinery, which Election Commission of India is acting like an extended arm of BJP, where its integrity is being questioned by the leader of opposition and the Congress party, we are saying that it is being selectively used for the favor of the BJP. That's exactly the stand. We have, how much ever questions you air on me, we are not diluting our party stand. We don't have the trust and belief on
Because
the ECI
the
of
time
India.
is
But
running out.
Mr. Anthony, I'm not able to understand one thing. I mean, okay, fine. I take your points on Maharashtra elections being rigged. But then how do you explain Karnataka and Telangana? You mean to say the election commission was wonderful there and it was bad in Maharashtra?
Jharkhand happened with Maharashtra, by the way.
Yeah.
Jharkhand happened with Maharashtra.
And not only this, Mr. Anthony, I remember Omar Abdullah's soundbite where after winning Kashmir, he said, I don't want to listen to this argument because then you're raising doubts about my own victory in Kashmir because the same election commission conducted elections there. Don't you think the Congress party is putting your own allies into a bit of a spot?
I have maintained, Pallavi, that you are missing the part of my conversation here, that I said, it is being selectively used by the BJP and leveraging leveraging the ECI to their advantage. That is our allegation, and we stand by it. In the state of Karnataka, BJP has been reduced to nothing, and then people will revolt against it. But also, then you will ask me the question why people in Maharashtra or Haryana has not revolted. The people who have revolted has been taken in FIR, and then any kind of oppressions in this country, public oppressions, they have seen how they have been faced by the government, how they have been tortured by the government. So that confidence in the people to raise that one. So we have to raise that question for the people of the country. There is genuine doubt. And that's exactly, and we have to continue the fight, whether you like it or not, whether you have a question or not, whether you disagree with that one. That is something, which is a different matter. We respect that, but we stand by a fact that we don't agree with what the ECI. Else, what was the point for ECI to change the rules to deny the details of the CCTV camera and the footage? If everything is fair and square, what is the difference? Why the ECI cannot...
Fair point. Fair point. We have to start winding up. So I'm going to give the last word to Shehzad. Shehzad, we've got around 35 seconds left. Please.
I'm going to give my entire 25 seconds out of the 35 to Mr. Anthony with just one question. In hindsight, when the Supreme Court has said categorically, blanketly that EVMs could not be questioned, do you accept that all the EVM bogies you raised was wrong? And if you don't believe the Supreme Court on this, even after all of this, then what can the EC do? The EC will be pulling out its hair saying that bhai inko Supreme Court ka bharosa nahi, Sena ka bharosa nahi, Sansad ka bharosa nahi, Sansad ka bharosa nahi. Bharosa kiska hai? Only first family they believe. They don't believe anybody else. They are conditional constitutional commitment. Court case in my favor, judiciary is great. Election is in my favor, election commission is great. Please tell me whether you believe Supreme Court November 2024, yes or no.
Okay.
Pallavi, I need a second.
Mr. Anthony, we're running out of time. If 2 seconds, if you can say it, please tell me.
Yes. Yeah. Our question is on the rigging of the electoral roll.
Okay, fine.
Then comes the EVM. So that's what it is.
Fair enough. Now I'm wondering what you're going to say just in case you're going to win elections in Bihar. So the rigging and EVM machine argument, I guess, will then go for a toss. But you have opened a Pandora's box, and I'm actually telling you, for a reporter also on the ground, not a very happy situation for the Congress cadre in Bihar. But thank you very much, Mr. Anthony, and thank you very much, Shehzad, as always, for joining us on this debate. Good night.